Yo, yo. What do you do? It's RB22. And of course, once again, Harry, how are you doing, my man?
Doing all right. As soon as we went live, you got feedback in your audio, of course. So,
Okay.
but
You still hear it? Let me
it's going
exit.
all right.
You go ahead and do
Yeah.
this.
All
Let
right.
me be right back.
All right. So, so what we're going to talk about tonight? Go over New England, Houston, and that uh, mess. If you're a Dynamo fan, this was not a good performance compared to Week 1. Uh, Then we will follow up with FC Dallas and their convincing win over LA Galaxy, which I kind of warned RB last week. Don't sleep on them because it was Galaxy's first game, and I think you kind of saw that a little bit. And then Austin. A lot of talk about Austin. They eked out a win against Montreal, and then yesterday. So RB, how you doing? What's going on?
Oh, man. It's tough. How do I sound now? I sound better,
You sound
I
better.
guess.
You don't have the drums matching your voice.
Okay,
So
cool. So, yeah, man, lots to unfold here about Austin FC. We don't have Dallas and Houston again, so we are taking applications for that now. Houston Dynamo and FC Dallas. Nobody wants to talk about them, I guess. So it just goes to show,
or they don't
right
like
here.
you or me. Maybe they don't like me. You know,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it could be, but I doubt it. I mean,
because I
we're
piss a
we're
lot
good
of people
guys.
off in the MLS. So
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, man,
it is what it is.
Austin FC, bro. I guess we'll just jump right into them. We had hosted Montreal this past weekend, and I did have a little tailgate with Gakko out there, man. It was fun. We had some chicken on there on the grill and some tacos, and had a few people stop by, and always a good time. So shout out to everybody that did stop by. Shout out to my wife, of course, for always letting me go do this kind of stuff, and it was fun. But getting into the game, uh, it was tough, dude. Seeing Austin FC just whiffing so many opportunities. Rigoni had two opportunities, and I think in the first 10 minutes, first 10, 15 minutes. And for him just to not bury those opportunities, it's really, really frustrating to see. Where I stand in the south end, I stand on rails, and I'm sitting there. I can see on top of the goalie. So I'm sitting down looking at the open goal that Rigoni has. Just to put it away, make it 1-0, 2-0, and he doesn't do it, man. It's so frustrating to have your DP performing at that level. And Zardes also, man, he did have a goal, right? It was offsides, but besides that,
Played better this
he
match though compared to the first
he
match.
played better. He played better, but in my opinion, there's still those. We're getting the crosses in, okay, and that seems to be what we're doing, and it's working. But Zardes is not getting on the end of these crosses. The guys that are in the box are not getting on the ends of these crosses, so it's getting extremely frustrating that's what we have in our in our arsenal, and that's what we're using, and it's not working out for us. So, man, dude, and you saw it yesterday again. But staying in this Montreal game, it's 0-0 at halftime. Should be 3-0 already at halftime. We're a lot better team than this Montreal team on the field right. On
But are
Saturday.
you?
On Saturday, and Ring as center back. We discussed it. We talked about who would
Did I not
play the
say it
role as,
that
as
that
center
was the
back.
reports and you kind of said no, and then I think it was
Well,
We
those
Are
were the
Austin
reports.
or the
Yeah.
North
Well, I
End
mean,
podcast. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, people were saying it, of course, but I mean, logically, you would want a center back playing center back, right? I mean, why
But you
not?
don't have any center backs.
We do though.
And
It's Amro Tarek.
we saw what happened. We saw what happened to him coming up.
Okay, and I get that, but why not do it the other way around? Play Amro in week 2 of the MLS and have Ring playing center back for the Champions League.
You know why? Because well, I'm going to save
We'll
this
get
for
into it. We'll
for
get
the
into it.
CONCACAF Champions League, but I think well, I'll just save it here. I think that it comes down to Coach Wolf taking the league at a higher priority than taking the Champions League or
Okay.
taking the opponent.
Yeah, it's the
Because
opponent. I think it's more the opponent.
Let's be honest. And some of it, I don't fault Austin FC on and the fan base on, because it was, hey, we drew, what's their name, Violet AC, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. Probably the easiest one on paper, at least going in. Then there was rumors, hey, you're gonna have to forfeit because of visa issues. Then it was, oh, hey, they're gonna be able to play. But we're Austin FC. We should still be able to go down and take care of business. I just don't think Coach Wolf and some, I won't say all, but some in the fan base didn't really respect the opponent, and I think it showed, because everybody was like, hey, even with our
Camp
B squad,
even Camp didn't respect Violet. They didn't respect it. So we'll get into it. Montreal, it does finish 1-0. Maxi Urruti does come on for Zardes and change the entire game, the dynamic of it. John Gallagher, man. John Gallagher, he's a phenomenal player, dude. He's really, really good. I like what he brings. I think he's overall, I mean, he's done it in so many positions besides the midfield, and I wouldn't even want him on the midfield. So he's just a great player to have on the field. It's crazy how you don't even he can be on the left wing. On left back, right back, left wing. He could play a striker for you, and he'll produce. He's just a workhorse. So shout out John Gallagher, and also Alex Ring, dude. Alex Ring had a hell of a performance in this match. Man, he shut me up, dude, for sure. I still don't think that. I don't know. I don't even want to get into the discussion with Ring. Let's not even go down that, right? Okay. But he had a great game.
Discussion, because that's what we're here for. Because the discussion going in after the first game was Owen Wolf or Alex Ring, and then there was the Kip discussion, and then who was going to fill Kip's slot. We can argue whether Ring is the right person. I think for the leadership wise and stability, probably the right call. Short term, long term, it's a mess. Long term, I don't see it working, because I think I forget who I saw on social media. They said his first game that he came in, the last time he did really well, but after that he kind of got exposed once you get tape and along those lines. So I think for a short term gap, probably not that bad, but long term, obviously you don't want Ring there. Owen Wolf, looking at the ratings here outside of your boy Rigoni, was 6.7, which is solid. So he had a decent game, for as far as ratings per Sofa score. But do you want the question to me? Do you want Ring in, who's a proven commodity in the system, or do you want to have Kip or what's his name, Amaro Tarek? Amaro Tarek in there, which Kip's, I think as we discussed last week, Kip needed minutes last year. He didn't get them, so his development's probably a little bit behind, and it showed in the first game when he had to step in. We probably need to have a discussion. Should he have been in the 18 or not in the 18? Because that sent a statement, and I know we talked about it. Hey, most likely he wasn't going to be, but I just to me, that to me, unlike last year where you guys started out with the 2 blowout victories,
Yeah,
for that here, this year, I think even most Austin FC fans would probably say, they've took a step back. Um, but and it's kind of weird saying this. They took a step back with probably a better roster, but the roster hasn't came together at this point compared to last year.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, you saw that in Montreal. We've been seeing it lately, and I was thinking about it earlier. Like, what's the difference between last year and this year? And um, I think it's Rigoni. It's that position that he's not producing in that position for us. I mean, the striker has always been a problem for us. We've always had issues, but with Cecilio Dominguez last year, when we had him here at the club, he was producing for us, and Maxi Urruti was actually connecting well with the midfield. So Zardes, I mean, he needs to get going with them because the opportunities are there for him to be cleaning up goals. He should have already bagged 2 or 3 goals already. You know what I mean? So Zardes needs to get going. Maxi, I've heard my buddy Brad. He's talked about Maxi coming off the bench, consecutively, and Zardes just being the starter, which isn't a bad take. It's not a bad idea. I like Maxi though. I like Maxi as a starter. I like what he brings. I like the intensity he brings from minute one. I like his defensive rate. I like a lot that he does for us. So I feel like he should be a starter. I mean, why not just you know give a few starts to Maxi, give a few starts to Zardes, but start Maxi with the starting team, not a B team where it's just kind of a different style of play. Because Maxi links up well with the Diego Fagundes, Driussi, and Rigoni or Finlay. I fancy Finlay because he just connects well with them. It's just a connection kind of thing. So we'll see what we do in Real Salt Lake. But we did go to Champions League. So 1-0, Maxi did come on. He cleaned it up and celebrated. For him to have played at Montreal, the way he celebrated was kind of
Mhm.
like, bro.
It was a
show,
big
show,
goal, though.
yeah, it was.
It,
Yeah, it was, man.
it,
So
it,
we exploded, man. In Q2, we erupted when that goal went in.
well, let me
And
ask you
like
this question because
finally,
I put this in the group text. If Austin FC doesn't win that game, and I'm not saying lose the game, but doesn't win that game, the pressure on the team builds. There's already, and it's probably fan driven questions about the locker room, we'll say, just from last week's, antics and stuff, after the first week. If they don't get that victory, number one, that's 2 home matches that they should have got 6 points out that they would have got 1. So that puts them behind the ball, kind of down where the Dynamo are. But to me, getting that goal, and this may seem crazy to say, 2 games in, but hopefully, if you're an Austin FC fan, you're hoping that at the time you were hoping that would change the direction of the club, change the momentum of the club. Because I watched the We Are Austin TV, the post game reactions, and it was more relief. And I think that's probably what you saw in the stadium. I think that's what you saw with Maxi because Austin FC was pushing and pushing and pushing, and they had opportunities. And it just, it almost seemed like it wasn't going to be their night. And then for them to pull it out in the 88th minute and steal, and steal the full 3 points when they were the better team, like I said here, I think any Austin FC fan would have exploded and thought, hey, we deserved those 3 points, and they were rewarded with it, which is good for which is good for them.
yeah, it's it's crazy. I would want to note here you see we have Will Bruin and we have Maxi Urruti on the bench with Kip Keller left out, like you noted earlier. So that's a pretty big statement, to have one center back and two strikers, you know.
But Kip wasn't. I think it's the wrong message to send. You don't have to play Kip, but to not put him in the 18.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. To have your bench.
But Bruin
you have
was
two
in the
strikers.
18 the first match.
Right. Yeah.
So,
but I'm saying what I'm saying is to keep Keller out and to put Amro in and not to even play Amro. Like, it's just
that's where you could, if you weren't going to play Amro, the optics to me would have looked better to put Kip in there. Now the issue is, God forbid, if one of the center backs went down and Kip got subbed in, if he has another poor game or he makes another mistake, the Austin FC fan base would be on him. But
let's get into the Violet game now and talk about mistakes with the Amro Tariq own goal. Well, actually, all three goals were on Amro.
Were they? I saw the. I don't even know how to describe it, own goal, because no offense to me, and like I said here, I never played soccer at a high level or anything along those lines. I don't understand how a professional soccer player makes that decision. To me, it's almost like he said, "Fuck it, I'm just ending this," and because you look. Yeah,
it's a fair take. It's a fair take.
And I hate saying that because I don't want to question him or anything along those lines. But when you look at him, he either lost concentration of where he was at, like, oh hey, this is a free kick, even though Stuver just made an awesome save. To just, I can't. You've played the game, you coached the game. I don't understand the logic of somebody in that position. Because it's not like playing in front of Q2. They were playing in Dominican Republic, right?
Imagine if that was in Q2.
Well, we saw what happened with Kip, but the only saving grace with Amro is they were already down 2-0. So in the grand scheme of things, does it really make a big difference? Probably not.
I mean, it does. Because it's goal differential, it's an aggregated, score line.
And like I said here, I fully expect Valetti, to just park the bus 6-7, in the back and just try to drag it out. There's reports that I think 13 people may be able to get into the country along with visa issues.
Yeah, so we did make our CONCACAF Champions League debut yesterday against Violet, a Haitian team, but due to their, I guess, their issues that are going on in their country, they weren't able to host us safely. So it was at a neutral site, Dominican Republic, and they did have a good amount of fans out there. They had a dream game yesterday against us, which we think it's a dream game, right? But I think we just underscouted them. We didn't put enough thought into this game. Just because we didn't know who they were, all of a sudden we're counting them out, right? We're just like, oh, okay, it's an easy game, but not at all. 3-0 was the scoreline. First goal, Nick Lima.
First goal in the 13th minute.
Yeah, in the 13th minute, Nick Lima with a challenge. He should have won that ball. He should have took that ball away from him. Didn't even really challenge him on the wing. He was able to cut back in and put a cross in. And Amro Tariq defending the guy just lets him get a shot with his head. Beautiful header, strong header. And puts it away, puts it 1-0. And then next goal, what minute is that?
39th.
39th minute. So 39th minute, we got, again, Amro Tariq. he gets dunked on this time. And we'll go back and check it, man. They cross it in. Here comes the striker coming in, just wham, just makes Admiral Tarek look like he's soft, man, softy. So that's 2-0. And then in the third, for the third goal, second half, maybe like 47th minute, 46th minute,
47th
and
minute, yeah, 2 minutes after, 2 minutes in, and just it
Stuver with the save, diving
an
save.
outstanding save.
Yeah, makes the save, not gonna go in. It's not going in. If and the striker that was right there, right next to him, slips. So Amro had a chance to kick it with his right. So my thought is that Amro has no right, zero right foot, because he went for his strong foot and just welded into the goal.
But why not just kind of settle the ball, turn around, and look at your options? Because he had time.
He had time to turn around.
That's my biggest thing with it. And just, I don't know if he was feeling somebody or, along those lines here. It just, when you watch the play, and the funniest thing is I listened to Alexi Lawless, who called it. Initially he thought it was, a goal that was created by, Valetti. But then when he saw the replay, he just like, yeah, just is. And when you have Alexi Lawless, and you can love or hate Alexi Lawless, like I said, for his takes, but he's been a center back at the highest thing. And when he's kind of speechless and just kind of like, yeah. What do you say? It just, because, and like I said, I don't know the guy. I've never played, and if you're a center back and you say, hey Harry, you're wrong. You should have done, because it didn't seem like Amro slipped either. It just
It looked like you said. It looked like you said. That's why I laughed, because it looked like you said he was just like screw it, man. Let's hope it clears this post right here.
But to me, like I said here, he was facing right at the goal, and unless. And even if you're saying, hey, he's just trying to clear it out, you don't clear it out to the goal. And he's standing probably
that's what I'm
just
saying,
slightly to the left of the middle.
If you're gonna clear it out like that, you clear it with your right to the end line, not towards the goal. So that tells me right away he has no right. But it's just. Yeah, that's horrible. Horrible luck. 3-0, we finished. Luckily, it was 3-0 only. Now it's, like I said, aggregated goals. So it's 2 legs. First leg is away for us. Second leg is home. So we come back to Q2 next Tuesday, and we have to hope that we can score 3 goals to tie it up, and then I think it goes to penalty kicks if that were to happen, or score 4 goals.
I will say I do. So when it was 2-0, I was, and I guess this is where I need to stand corrected on my thinking that, hey, it's not a huge huge deal. For that game, it wasn't a huge deal just because Austin FC wasn't coming back. But I do think if Austin FC gets 1 or 2 goals, then that's going to open up the floodgates. For the hair. Now, this is kind of in jest here. Rodney Redis started again, and Roddy and Austin FC lost. Looking at nobody up top seemed like they really had a good game. For that here, I watched a little bit. I didn't really notice a whole lot from him. But I know that's a common theme among Austin FC fans, is that they prefer not to see Rodney Redis. Your thought, so in hate bringing up last year, and I'm not doing this as a SAFC fan, but in competitions like this here against San Antonio FC, Coach Wolf put out a lineup that was weakened a little bit, but not necessarily a B lineup. and allowed San Antonio FC to stay in it. But he brought enough talent to where, kind of in this game here, where he brought enough talent to where, hey, why not? You can kind of tell he was trying to go for it, but not really go for it. Why is Stuver? Why is Stuver starting? Why is Diego Fagundez starting? Why? I don't understand why you have some of your starters starting and why you left some of the starters at home. If you're gonna rotate the squad completely. And I think that, to me, I think that kind of sends a clear message to the team. Hey, we're gonna go with the B roster, per se, or the second team. We believe in the depth along those lines here. Your thoughts on Coach Wolf and the lineup that he put out, which was Stuver, Hector Jimenez, which was the captain, Lima, Amro, which we've talked about, Lundqvist, Valencia, Sofing Defal, and I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. Finley, Fagundez, Radis, and Uridi. Your thoughts on him trying to me kind of half-ass a starting lineup where, hey, I don't want to go full two, but to me, especially where this is, to me, after the Open Cup run last year, where where it wasn't the result that Austin FC wanted, he repeated that same mistake. Instead of going out and grabbing the 3 points, setting yourself up. And the reason why I say this here, you take the number one team away to the Dominican Republic, you walk away, let's say a 1-2 win, you come back to Q2 and you put out, the second team there, they're at home, behind the fans of Q2, they're most likely going to perform better because, they're comfortable. They've got the crowd behind them along those lines. I think that would have set Austin FC up for success. So just your thoughts on how Coach Wolf set this roster up.
No, I mean, you're right, dude. I agree. We should have took Driussi. We should have took Danny. We should have took Ring. We should have took him Zardes. We should have took them all and played our strong lineup and got the result out. Whether it's 60, 70th minute, grind out the result, get it done. Because I was listening to Club Deportes, which is Jorge Iturralde. I was listening to him right before we got on here, and he said it, man. Like you got to go out there and take these games seriously, especially the Champions League. There's a reason this team is in the Champions League. They're not just any team.
They're
They're the
not a
champion
scrub team.
of the Caribbean team. Yeah, they're the champions of the Caribbean. So whether they haven't played a competitional game since May, that means nothing. That means nothing
Well,
at
this
all.
team has won CONCACAF Champions League now. It was many cycles
Yeah,
ago, but
right.
they actually have won this competition.
So they have history in this competition. So, they for Austin FC to do this in the cups, and it's just frustrating to see. Now, I get that it's the first round. It's supposed to be an easy game, but I really hope that this is the learning curve. Finally, that Josh Wolf can finally get over
But he
that
didn't
hump.
learn
And
it last year, though.
I know. That's why I'm saying I hope that this is finally it.
Losing
And
to San
and
Antonio should have been the wake up call.
I agree.
And
I
like, I'm a
agree.
San Antonio FC fan, and look, I taunted the crap out of Austin FC all through the year of the victory. But coming from it as a neutral, or as neutral as I can be, there's a reason why Austin FC fans are concerned, and I think they're warranted. And to me, so let's talk about next Tuesday. Who do you guys play this weekend?
Well, let me touch on a subject that Josh Wolf did. I mean, Jorge, he did ask Josh Wolf if we were gonna have. We're obviously next week we're back home. Are we gonna have Driussi? Are we gonna have key players? Right? And Josh is like, yeah, I hope. And the way he made it seem is like maybe he didn't take Driussi because of turf, because of the turf issues, because Driussi is not doesn't handle well on turf because of his knees, or I don't know, right? And Diego, he's played on turf, most of his career because the East is, it's a lot of turf, right? Okay, I get the wincing and all that, Harry. I'm just trying to
No, no,
make
no. I was
myself
looking at your next.
understand,
No,
you
I was
know.
looking at your next opponent.
But yeah, so it's just I don't know, Harry. And okay, uh Jorge did
You
say
go to
that.
Salt Lake. Yeah, you go to
Yeah,
Salt Lake
yeah, we
next
got
week.
Rouse
So
Salt
you're going
Lake
to be playing in
RSL.
altitude. You're going to be playing away,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Saturday night, which is 8:30 our time. So you figure they come back Sunday,
Now we're coming back
day of
that night.
rest.
We're
Oh,
coming
you
back.
think they're?
Yeah, they come back.
Oh
They
yeah,
come
they
back. They
well do they charter or no?
no, they no. What do you mean? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they charter on the plane.
So, but they'll get in late, because you figure what, 8:30 to 10:30. By the time they get out of there, you're looking at close to midnight our time, which is
Yeah.
11 Utah.
Well, yeah,
And
but
let's
I
not
trust
forget
me.
Utah shuts down early.
They usually come home. Yeah, they'll get here at like 3 or 4 in the morning and then be off Sunday, and then go back to training. Obviously Monday and uh, Tuesday back at it. But Jorge Duralde did say on the show that visas are cleared for the Violet, so they're coming.
So that'll be good. But to me, like I said here, for next Tuesday, for Violet, it's going to be one of those. I have a feeling for Q2, it's going to be one of those frustrating matches where Q2 is going to set back and they're going to, it's going to be park the bus, to the max. And outside of them doing something stupid or getting, kind of a sketchy red card along those lines, it's going to be challenging for Austin FC to come back down 3-0. Now I do think if they can get two quick goals to open up the game, then I think that kind of changes the dynamics. But if they go in at half only up 1-0, and let's be honest, the offense hasn't really exactly been lighting it up recently in the first half. So if they're only up 1-0 and down 2 goals for the second half, that clock's going to run fast.
Yeah.
It is. So
No, yeah, I agree. And that's what the coach from Violet said. He said that their main goal is to make sure that we don't score quick. That's like the main goal for them. Try to make sure that we don't score quick, which is smart, because you're right. We get 1, 2 goals first half, or even quick right away. By halftime, could be 3-0, and then you're already back at square one.
yeah. So to me, the longer this goes scoreless, the more pressure is going to be on Austin FC. The more pressure they're going to push, which is going to give the opportunity, Valetti to counter and possibly capitalize. And let's be honest here, the weakest part of Austin FC, whether it's MLS in the 3 games that we've seen, is the back line. And last I checked, that isn't improving in the next couple of days
No,
here.
no, it's not.
Um,
It's not at all. It's an issue.
the good news for
It's a big issue
the good news for Austin FC is they did get the victory.
mm.
Um,
For
and
Montreal.
I don't, but it does. Momentum. Um, getting that victory, especially 2 matches at home. If they walk away with 1 point or no points, that's a huge thing. Yes, they lost to St. Louis, who shockingly is 2-0. Got another freebie goal, I guess you could say, by a defender passing them the ball. So maybe Kip Kip was onto something with the voodoo of St. Louis City. But you got the Sounders at 6 points. You got St. Louis City at 6 points. FC Dallas, Austin, at 3 points, and a few other teams. And let's talk. Anything else before we want to move on to Dallas?
No, I just want to preview RSL real quick. Just my thoughts on the lineup. That's it. I just think that we'll come out with a strong lineup again. Maybe the same lineup we came out with against Montreal, and get the job done. Get the 3 points. Stay in the title race, like you said. Josh Wolf obviously is more uh, intrigued by the MLS than CONCACAF Champions League. So I see us coming out with a strong lineup, and let's get the win, at least 2-1. At least something like that. At least 3 points on the road. Come back home and get ready for Tuesday at Q2. Next week, obviously, we'll preview the Houston game.
Oh, you get the Dynamo next after this one here. Oh, that's right.
Yep. Next Saturday.
Houston's on a bye too. So, do you want to do Houston next or
I don't want to do
Dallas?
either. Nah. We'll do Dallas. Let's do some Dallas.
So Dallas, like I said here, I watched the game. Much better performance. Jesus Ferreira showed up. Scored 2 goals.
3-1. 3-1 that score.
3-1. The first goal was by Alan Velasco at the 45+2. Or pardon me. First, the Dallas went down to the Galaxy 1-0 in the 35th minute. But Dallas was able to equalize pretty much right on the last kick of the first half, which brought them even and got them that momentum. They kind of controlled the start of the first half. Jesus Ferreira got a goal in the 56th and 64th minute. I think for me, Dallas looked a lot better this week for that here. They came out with Paz, Marco Ferran, Jose Antonio Martinez, Burgess, Tomazi, Paxton Pomacol, Edwin Cuero, Sebastian Lletget, Velasco, Ferreira, and Paulo Ariola. I think the front three showed up here. Jesus Ferreira was able to convert this time, which was the big deal. So I think if you're a FC Dallas fan, this is probably closer to the team that you thought that you're going to be getting along those lines here. And I think if you're a Galaxy fan, it was the first game, and I kind of hinted to you at the when we were talking about it last week of, hey, not playing that first week is a disadvantage. And I think it kind of showed a little bit where, the second half, the Galaxy wasn't as strong, as they could have been here. So, good win for FC Dallas. I thought it was a pretty convincing win on their behalf here. For that here, and like I said here, they moved up the standings into where they're now third based on
table.
goal difference. So, and Austin FC's at 6. And then, look, there's no easy way to discuss this for Houston fans. You got rolled. As much credit as I gave you for the loss against FC Cincinnati, you just took it. It was like it was 2022, 2021. Right back, same mistakes, not finishing, not passing, not playing together. New England could have won this game, by even a greater margin. There's a lot of work to do. I personally not a big fan of Steve Clark, but there's a lot of people in the Dynamo fan base that like him. But this team is still has to get a lot more talent to be able to compete week in, week out for right here. I do think this was kind of a dog game, second game of a road trip. I think they come home and get Austin right. I think that first game is in Austin.
No, we go to Houston.
Pardon me, in Houston. Yeah, for the home opener and a game that does not count towards Copa Teos, although we'll still hype it up as a Copa Teos match because it is a Copa Teos match. It will not will not count for the standings. But to me, Houston, they get the bye week this week. Hopefully, they can fix some things because last week's performance was not up to par. Let me see here. I didn't check Dallas's schedule. So Houston's on a bye, and so in the Supporters Shield, they are in last place. We'll see if El Paso can kind of match them as they, as USL kicks off this year or this week here. Dallas is playing at Vancouver at a 4 o'clock kickoff at BC Place on MLS. Vancouver's playing right now up 1-0 in CONCACAF Champions League. I have not seen a dog on the pitch yet, so still stay tuned for here. But that was a pretty cool video of the dog for here. But to me, like I said here, FC Dallas is kind of got off to the start. They had the little hiccup, the first week here, but they seem to be rebounding. Austin FC's Heckle and Hyde, the last one lost. Can they put it together? And Houston's on here. For USL, San Antonio FC will be kicking off against Oakland. RGV hosts Las Vegas on Sunday, I guess. What is it, the Oscars or the Academy Awards or some award? I don't watch award shows, but I guess it's on during that time. So if you're not an award show person and you want to watch soccer, RGV is playing for that here.
ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah, ESPN Plus. Yeah, we're still on ESPN Plus.
All USL
and we do
games.
have pro referees as well. Still have pro referees, which there was a report that USL wasn't going to have pro referees, which I kind of thought was odd for it here. But it's the off season, and that's what we delve into all kinds of rumors, both MLS and USL and NISA and all those lines. So that kicks off. El Paso hosts, I want to say Sacramento, if memory serves me correct. So as well for that here, and then El Paso turns around and has a game on next Wednesday, and then next Saturday. So El Paso will have 3 games, kind of at the start of the season for that, all at home at Southwest Park. So we'll have USL to kind of go over with. Starting this next week for that here.
So this is week 1, huh? Week 1?
Week 1, yeah. So it's
USL.
It's kind of odd because unlike, and here's the difference between USL and MLS. MLS, I think most teams you have a kind of a clear identity of who the starters are, being able to kind of piece together through social media and stuff. Some USL teams you can do that. San Antonio is not one. RGV is not one. El Paso, I think you can kind of piece together a little bit of their starting lineup. So, to be honest with you, like I wanted to do kind of a get together with the guys from Oakland, for on our show that I do with here in San Antonio, but without seeing the team, because we haven't been able to see the team, no practices, no nothing. It's hard to preview. So this Saturday night at Toyota Field will be kind of interesting to see. First home match since the USL Championship. So it'll be exciting. Looking at tickets sold, should be a pretty decent crowd for the home opener. So like I said here, I know Austin FC is away, and I know there are people that support both SAFC and Austin. I don't know how you do that, but there are people that do that. So
yeah.
It'll be fun, but
I'm good. I'm just playing. It was fun. It was fun for the championship game. It was fun, but
right. But you don't support San Antonio. Oh, of course, I have season tickets. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got any plans for before the game? Tailgate?
I don't know. There's been a little supporter group drama, and I'm at that stage where I'm tired of all the drama, if that makes sense. So it's one, do I really want to go out? And so, but I'll probably be out there just because it's the first game. But to me, it's just, I'm 50 now, so I'm kind of at that age where I
50.
don't need to
Whoa.
hear all the. I know, I'm old, but I don't need to hear about all the drama and stuff. It just, I'm there to support the team. That's what we're all there to support the team. And I know back in the day, Anthem and Los Verdes had a little bit of drama, but they've worked it out, and it happens. And just it is what it is. But no, it
For
should be a
sure.
fun night. Like I said, and like I said here, off-season drama always tends to go away. Yes. Oh, sorry. UTSA got a game-winning basket to beat Rice for air to advance
Dang.
in the championship 73-72. So they got a diving layup right as the went down. So that's an upset. But let's see if he got it off in time. Oh, I don't know if they're going to count that. Um,
I don't know, man. We'll see. So yeah, um, USL back, man. That's all. I mean, I don't got anything else for
he
MLS.
didn't
You
get
got
it
anything
off. He
else
didn't get it off.
for USL?
No, no, not this week. Next week we'll be able to go into a little bit more. But
Okay.
this week it's not here. There's not a whole lot. Or actually, I don't think that they're going to count it. I think he got it off just a second too late. So Rice will most likely advance and disregard my yay. So, but buzzer beater.
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak for you. Well, UTSA is what 10-21, 4-16,
Jeez.
and they had a poor. It was a poor. But that we're
Sounds
not a
like it.
UTSA podcast, so.
Yeah, for real.
But
Well,
here, I do have a question here for you, and the only reason I'm asking is UTSA women's soccer is having spring practice and some games there, so I'm assuming Texas up there in Austin, probably over at UH, A&M, TCU along those lines here. If SMU, North Texas, check out their spring schedule. You might be able to go out and catch some of the local college kids. Play a few matches along those lines here, and just support local, especially at the college level. I know up in Austin, UT's pretty big. Here in San Antonio, UTSA is growing, so I try to promote UTSA. I know you probably promote UT or whatever local college that you went to, Baylor, Waco. As far north as you are. So
TSTC, Texas State Technical College. I used to tell people all the time. I'd be like, "Yeah, I went to Texas State Technical College."
All right,
yeah, that's all I got, bro. I got nothing. We got no Sam, no sunshine again. Ain't no sunshine when Sam's gone. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, but oh well, you and I seem to do all right, so we'll cover it. And even if we become more San Antonio, Austin heavyish, it is
Hey,
what
it's
it
not
is.
our fault. It's not our fault. We put the invite out there for everyone to come have their piece and say, and let the world know, because we're worldwide, as some would say on their podcast. Nah, but it is what it is, bro. I just want to thank everyone again, giving us a listen, giving us listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can find us at. Thank you for listening to us, Harry. Always with his good takes, his shitty takes too. Y'all don't ever go at him. So me too. I got some.
Well, because they have me all muted, dude. Come on, Austin FC has me all muted
on Twitter. Yeah. At this point, they're like, "Oh, that's who he is." I muted him a year ago or 2 years ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah, but go catch us on Instagram. Go catch us on Twitter. Subscribe. Give us a like. Leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. I mean, It's verde around here and red. San Antonio FC around here. I mean, we're taking applications for all the clubs around Texas. Whoever, wherever you may be. I'm your host, RB22.
And I'm Harry out of San Antonio. Hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next week.
This was episode 37, y'all. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all next week. Stay ready, my friends.